Yeah, y'all gonna stop coming in my live talking about this Victor dude, bro. We hooping this year. Y'all gonna see.
Hi team, so it's no surprise I haven't uploaded in a while. I have been taking a little break because it was Thanksgiving, and also I am in school, so finals week has been coming up and I've been trying to get prepared for all of that. I've been working on this massive 15-page essay and it's been putting BTA. If you know what it means, then you can understand how that's been going. Let's get back into the rhythm of things and let's catch up because it's been a while since we talked Spurs. So with that being said, let's catch up on these past few games that I've missed, and let's talk about some players that I have been impressed with and maybe a little bit of concerns because there's always some things to improve on. So starting off, I don't remember the last time we talked Spurs. It was probably close to this Atlanta game. The Spurs handled business against Sacramento, Memphis, and Atlanta with a 3-game win streak, and Victor Wembanyama has been out since the Sacramento game. And what has surprised me so far is that the Spurs are hanging on strong. They're 5-2 without Wemby and Steph Castle, and I think the biggest win for us was this Denver game. I watched it all the way. This Devin Vassell masterclass. It's been a while since we saw Vassell hoop like that, and he's faced a lot of criticism because the inconsistencies. And although I don't think this one game fixes everything, well, I wouldn't say one game because he did have a good game against Minnesota too. But what I will say is I'm glad to see him get into the rhythm of things. But what does concern me is we typically see this with Vassell whenever Victor Wembanyama goes out. We saw it last year when Wemby went out with the blood clot. Devin Vassell started to pick it up again, and now once Wemby goes out again, we're seeing Vassell get back in the rhythm of things, and that could be for a number of things. Obviously, one shot attempts when Wemby goes down, more shot attempts get around. I'm not entirely sure what the reason is for this turnaround whenever Wemby goes out. If y'all have an idea, let me know. My guess would probably be touches and just the amount of confidence that comes with the touches, because once he gets his shot going, he's kind of like a volume shooter. He starts attacking, starts playing more intense. But my wish is to see Vassell play like this whenever Wemby does come back. And just speaking in general about this Denver game, I think the Spurs played a heck of a game. How they were able to get back in it, as you can see, 139-136, and they just hung in there. They were down by double digits for the most part of like the third, fourth quarter, and then they came back and won this game. And Fox didn't have a great game, but he did do some good passing, and that's what I like about De'Aaron Fox. Although he wasn't having a great shooting night, he found ways to impact winning, and that's what I want from Devin Vassell, because whenever he's not scoring, it kind of feels like he goes out of the game. But not here. He just wasn't missing, so I commend Devin Vassell for this performance. And then this Minnesota game, what I didn't like about this game was I feel the Spurs gave up too many wide open threes, especially down in the stretch, and they didn't pass the ball that much. It's not often you see the Spurs lose the assist battle, but they only had 17 assists this whole game. I think they had 9 at halftime. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves had 35. They were moving the ball a lot more and just getting wide open shots, and then they started falling in the fourth. And something I don't like about the Spurs is I don't know why, but they give up the most wide open threes. Is it because they try to get into rotation too fast? They help off too much? I'm not entirely sure, but it felt like someone was always open for three, and then nothing was falling for the Spurs this game. 8 for 33 from three-point range. You're not going to win many games shooting that percentage, but my thing was we still showed a good effort, and we were in the lead for most of the game until that fourth quarter. So I want to hear y'all's thoughts about this game. Obviously, two very different games. The Spurs coming back against the Nuggets, and then the Spurs kind of falling apart in the fourth quarter against the Timberwolves. And they kind of took Fox out of this game going into the second half. He looked like he had a very efficient game, but he had like 19 at halftime and only 6 in the second half. Obviously, having Wemby and Stephon Castle would help that, as well as if your shooters hit some shots. But I mean, it is a long season. I think that was kind of bound to happen, especially with not having your players. Tomorrow, the Spurs play the Grizzlies, and they're going to have a tough schedule coming up. They won and got into the NBA Cup. They're going to Vegas, and they will be playing the Los Angeles Lakers Wednesday on Prime Video. So y'all check into that. Hopefully we can get the win. But let's talk about some players that I have been impressed with. Starting off with Carter Bryant. He's not done anything really to jump off the page, but I think he's played some solid defense, and in these past few games, you're starting to see him settle down a little bit more. He still makes the rookie mistake from time to time. He only plays about 7 minutes a game, and that's expected because he is still very raw. But if he can continue to play solid defense while minimizing his mistakes, I think he will get more playing time, especially during the second half of the season. Julian Champagnie. What has impressed me the most with him is his rebounding. Although he didn't shoot good this game, he just dropped 25 last game against the Nuggets, and we don't win that game without him. Along with his 10 rebounds, he is a big wing, and if he can use his size to his advantage and grab these rebounds, you see 10 rebounds, 11 rebounds, 12 rebounds, that just ups his value probably way more. So he's been great for us. One thing I want to see less from him, and this might be kind of stretching it because we don't have that many guards, but I want to see him stop putting the ball on the floor, because I feel like every time he tries to do a little too much, something bad happens. But if he can just stay within his role, keep on with the 3 and D and bringing down those boards, he's going to be just fine. And I think the Spurs need to get him on a contract extension. Not entirely sure how much longer this contract is going to keep up, but this is a steal. He's making less than Carter Bryant right now. De'Aaron Fox, he's been a star. Not really much to say about him, but he's just been everything that I thought he would be. As you can see, he is shooting 37% from 3, rounding up for him, 50% from the field, on 24.1 points a game, and averaging 6.6 assists. And one positive from Wemby going out, I know we don't want to see Wemby ever go out, but the fact that Fox is able to get his rhythm with the team, and obviously you would want to see that with Victor Wembanyama, but it feels like he's getting more confident, understanding the Spurs a little bit more, and he's making up for a missed time. We would love to see Wemby out there, but hopefully he'll be out soon. Next up, we will be talking about Dylan Harper, and last game I was so impressed with him, the way he was able to get downhill, especially on Rudy Gobert. He did this like 3 or 4 times. This little crab dribble getting in front of him and then finishing, and it feels like if he gets 2 feet in the paint, it's a bucket. You can go ahead and chalk it up to being a bucket, and he dropped 17 points in 18 minutes. I feel like he's still on a minutes restriction, and that's fine, I guess, but I wanted him on the court way more in this game. It felt like he had the Timberwolves defense just unable to stop him. He even dropped Dante DiVincenzo whenever he did a little behind the back and went to the rim. He is the truth. And this is one of the finishes I was talking about right here. Just body him up right over those. And Rudy Gobert is no slouch on defense. He's just able to find space and get it over him. I think Dylan Harper said when he was younger, he wasn't able to shoot jump shots, like his parents didn't let him. So he had to find ways to get to the rim and finish. And again, over Rudy Gobert one more time. Look at where he throws this off the rim. He laid it up from hitting top of the backboard. That is serious skill. So he's been very impressive, and I think what I find the most interesting is he's able to impact the game, able to get his buckets without being a high on-ball player. Now that is completely different from when we saw him in Rutgers. He would always have the ball at Rutgers, and don't get me wrong, most of these buckets were with the ball in his hands, but it's like he's so mature to he can wait to when it's his turn, not be a slouch on offense even without the ball, keep it moving, and then if they give him the ball, it's like, okay, let me make some work. Get downhill and get a bucket. So I've been impressed with him. He doesn't play like a rookie at all. And I think if he wasn't out for that extended period of time, he would be top 3 in rookie of the year for sure. Maybe even 1, because that's how good he is. He's averaging 13.2, 3 rebounds and 3 assists. And I can't wait to see all 3 of our guards on the court at the same time, because he is the real deal. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Did I miss anything? I try to do a little recap to make up for the missed time, but I should have the videos up more often now. But let me know what y'all think. What have y'all been most impressed with this season, or specifically in this stretch without Wemby, and what have y'all been missing? But with that being said, y'all be sure to leave a like, comment as always, and subscribe to Spurs Spotlight. Until next time, it has been your boy Chris, and I will catch y'all later.